Hello, everyone. If you're watching this, it's Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. It's Monday Maths with Mr. Shield here. Hope you're all right. Hope you're feeling good. We are going to be looking at negative numbers today. So let's have a go. What I'll try and do today is explain some of the activities that you've got in front of you just to help you through them. But I thought we'd start by talking about the 8 times table. So let's go. Hopefully technology is working. You can see the screen, you can see my face. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was the 8 times table. We're moving on to that in year 4. We're really going to try and master it. So do try and practice at home, either with just quick fire questions. Get your family, get your carers, get your siblings, get your grands and your granddads to ask you questions on the phone. Get really good at answering those questions quickly. You know, what's 3 times 8? What's 10 times 8? What's 12 times 8? So you can really get a quick recall of your times tables. It's so good for helping you with your maths. Now the 8 times table's all right. It's an even number, so you can double the 4 times table if you ever do get stuck. So for example, if you think, what's 4 times 8? Well, do what's 4 times 4 and then double it. Or if, what's 8 times 8? You can think of what's 8 times 4 and double that. If you feel comfortable with your 4 times table, that helps. When I was at school, there were 2 ones that always tripped me up, 7 times 8 and 8 times 8. And when I was a teacher, somebody told me some tricks for 7 times 8 and 8 times 8, and I thought I'd share them with you now because they might help. You never know. You might come unstuck one day, somebody gives you 7 times 8 and your brain's rattling around trying to think of the answer. Well, hopefully this will help. So the rule goes 7 times 8, you say 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8 in consecutive, they're consecutive numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8. 56 is 7 times 8. And that's to help you remember 7 times 8, because the answer, 56, can go 5, 6, 7, 8 in consecutive order. The other one, pretty gross, 8 times 8. Well, someone taught me this rhyme, 8 times 8. I ate and I ate till I was sick on the floor. Bleh. But 8 times 8 is 64. It rhymes. I ate and I ate and I was sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. That's the way I remember those 2 sums. 5, 6, 7, 8. 56 is 7 times 8. I ate and I ate, sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. So I thought they might help with your 8 times table. Just a little help there, a little help. You'll know some off by heart anyway, because you probably know your 2 times table. You probably know your 10 times table already. So you know some of it already. But those 2 I thought might help you with your 8 times table. Now with negative numbers today, just to recap on what negative numbers are, I think you did them on Thursday, so it's been a couple of days since then. Numbers don't just stop at 0. When you count backwards from 0, you go into what's called negative numbers. Positive numbers are more than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know them. You're probably quite familiar with those positive numbers, but negative numbers are less than 0. Minus 1, minus 2, minus a million, minus 5 billion. Those are all examples of negative numbers. Now, a number line can be used to order negative and positive numbers, but one thing you need to remember, a zero acts as that dividing line between positive and negative, and a 0 is neither of those things. It's not a negative number and it's not a positive number. Okay, and it's almost as if the 0 acts as a line of symmetry, reflecting positive and negative numbers on either side. Now, let's have a look together, if you like, if you've got the sheet in front of you, at this first task. And there's a number line there to help you. It says, use the number line to help you solve these questions. Let's read them through. Sometimes it's good to hear a question out loud to help you. Sally is counting backwards in ones, starting from the number 4. So can you write the first 5 numbers that Sally will say? So starting on 4, counting backwards in ones. 4, 3, 2, and so on. But I tell you something, don't you forget one of the most important numbers when we're talking about negative numbers, okay? Because that's the thing that's going to trip you up. Don't you forget the 0. Again, the 0, neither positive nor negative, but very important, okay? Question 2, Amir is counting backwards in 2s, starting from 4. Write the first 5 numbers that Amir will say, going backwards in 2. 4, 2, something else. Remember what it might be. It's quite important. Use the number line in front of you, or if you prefer, draw your own number line. Draw your own number line. That might help. Zane is counting forwards in threes, starting from -4. Write the first 5 numbers that Zane will say. Now, you might be great and you can do this in your head, but I'll tell you something, I'd have to use a number line for this. Either draw one or use the one on the sheet. Starting on -4, count forwards 3 to get to the next number. So you can kind of, either with a pen or with your finger, do little jumps. That will help to find out what the next number will be, and keep going in threes to get the 5 numbers there in that number line, okay? All right, have a go at that. If you want to pause the video there and just have a go at that, but in your own steam, please do, okay? The second task on our sheet is kind of number patterns. And here, the trick really is to spot the pattern, okay? Is there a similar difference between these numbers? Like, for example, this first one, number pattern A, has 3 numbers that we can see: 20, 15, and then 10. The numbers are getting smaller each time. But is there a pattern into how they're getting smaller? 20, 15, 10. Yeah. Do you know what? I think there is. I think they're getting smaller by 5 each time. 20, 15, 10. Well, what's 10 take away 5? And then what's 5 take away 5? And then what's 5 less than that on the number line? All right. So you can use the number line on the screen or the one on the sheet to help you. And just kind of notice the patterns here. As you see, it's 5, -5 to get from 20 to 15. We've got to subtract another 5 to get from 15 to 10. Subtract another 5. Well, 10 take away 5. I probably don't need to tell you what that is. That's 5. And then keep going with that pattern each time down the number line, finding out what the next number is. Let's look at B now. -10, -8, -6. Is there a pattern? Well, if I looked at that the other way, 6, 8, 10, that's 2 in between each number. So from there, you can work out, well, -6, it seems to be getting less in terms of the negative numbers, getting closer to 0. So -10, -8, -6. What would the next minus number be? And the next one after that? Have a go with that one. And it's the same with C, D, and E. Look for those patterns. Look for the similarities in how the numbers change each time. And that will tell you how to change them again when you need to find the answer. Good luck with that. Pause here if you just want to have that on the screen to look at. Otherwise, on we go. The third task, and I've put a number line on the screen again here, is all about temperatures. And sometimes in the real world, where you use negative numbers the most is when we're discussing the weather and how cold it might be. I don't know how cold it is on Monday morning. I hope it's not in the minus numbers though. I hope it's a bit warmer than that. So let's have a look. The first question says the temperature rises by 15 degrees from -4 degrees. So what's that new temperature? Well, to figure that out, we'd have to start on -4 degrees and count 15 up. So it's rising, it's going to be getting warmer, okay? Question B asks, the temperature falls from 11 degrees to -2, to -2. Okay, how many degrees does the temperature fall? And again, we could use a number line. We haven't got 11 here, let's just make it up, 11. There we go, there's 11. And we'd have to count backwards all the way to -2 to work out how far it's fallen in temperature. Question C. The temperature is 6 degrees. It falls by 8 degrees. What's the temperature now? Well, there you'd have to start on 6 degrees and then count back 8 degrees to find the answer. The temperature is -3. How much must it rise to reach 5 degrees Celsius? Okay, so there we start on -3 and count up. And question E, what's the difference in temperature between -4 and 14? Well, you could use the number line there again to help you. And that's the third task of negative numbers. Your last task today is these two kind of problems. Something's gone wrong, and we have to have a look at some mistakes. So Teddy's counting backwards. There's Teddy, isn't he adorable? 3, 2, 1, -1, -2. He counts out loud. He's made a big mistake. Ooh, Teddy. Big mistake, Teddy. Not happy with you, Teddy. What's he done wrong, though? Can you see what he's done wrong? Write it down in that box. Rosie's labelled a number line. But what mistake has Rosie made? She's made a big mistake. But can you see what it might be? All right. If you get a chance, write that down as well. All right. So those are your activities for maths today. Please, please, please have a go at practicing your 8 times tables. Remember, 5, 6, 7, 8. 56 is 7 times 8. And 8 times 8, I ate and I ate, so I was sick on the floor. 8 times 8 is 64. All right. I hope you remember that. I hope it helps you in some way. Otherwise, it's just kind of annoying and gross. Good luck with negative numbers, and I hope you have a lovely day. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.